Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and in today's video we are returning to a project that I've been having great fun working on, and that is customising a vintage Star Wars Kenner AT-ST. In the first video you'll have seen that I cut out the eye holes on this toy to make it that little bit more screen accurate, and in the second video I took it that one step further by removing one of the side guns and remodelling it again so that it looked a little bit more like the AT-ST that you saw on Endor. Now in today's video I want to take this toy one step further by adding some lights to it, so that is going to be today's project. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it, but we need to work out a way that we can fit everything inside it. So let's take a look at the toy and see what we need to do. Okay, so here is my AT-ST, and as you can see we've started to modify quite a bit of the top section of this toy. The eye flaps I think really do add a great deal to it. It means you can see a lot more inside the top of the toy, and that's why I'm thinking about adding lights to it. And as I showed in the last video, I added this replacement gun on the side, which I think is supposed to be a grenade launcher. It just makes this toy look that little bit more screen accurate, and I'm really starting to like the way that it is looking, but I thought it would be quite fun to add some lights inside it. Now I don't watch The Mandalorian, but a few people have said to me that there is an AT-ST in The Mandalorian where it has lights inside it. It has a red light inside the sort of top section and then a spotlight coming out to the side of the chin gun. So I've taken a look at that footage, and although the footage is incredibly dark and it's actually incredibly hard to see what's going on, I quite like the idea. So that is what we're going to try and do today. I've got to work out a way that we can add a light inside this and a light under here, a little spotlight, but there's not an awful lot of space inside this to fit the battery. So let's take this toy apart and we'll see what sort of space we've got. So here is the head of the AT-ST with all the sort of parts stripped off it, so we can just work on the core part of this toy. Now my plan is, as I say, I want to put a light here on the right hand side, and the reason it's got to be on this sort of right hand side is there's a little bit of gearing there, and that's what keeps the chin gun in place, so I don't want to affect that. So the light has got to go on this side, and I think I've found a Lego piece that will work to sort of attach it all together. In fact, it's the same Lego piece I used in the last video, because I built the little gun part out of this. So that middle section there is the end of this piece. So I'm going to use the rest of this, and I think that will just fit in just next to the gun. You can see it just about fits in there. It will need a bit of modification, but that's going to be a good sort of starting point to make the spotlight. And I'm going to have to chop it down. You can see one end of this Lego piece is a square, so my idea is to cut that off at an angle, the same angle as the sort of plate that's in there, and then there's a nice area that we can glue everything together. I'll also have to shorten it a bit, so you can see it's a little on the long side. And then I've bought myself a 3mm white LED, and that just happens to fit really quite snugly down the middle of that, and will make a very nice little sort of searchlight. I'm going to chop it off so that you can't actually see the LED, so it means the LED is inside the tube and should give it a nice sort of focused beam. And the cables for this as well, luckily there is a bit of a gap sort of next to the seat, so you can just about see it there, and I can actually thread these cables through the side and it will come out inside there, because we're going to have to hide a battery in here. I'm not quite sure about that at the moment. I've got a couple of options, but so that's how we're going to do the white LED, a bit of Lego. And then for the red LED, I really need it just to be between the eyes on the inside, and there's not a huge amount of space there either, so I'm thinking I might just have to make a little bracket that sits right at the bottom there, just where the sort of the driver's feet would go, and holds this LED in place. So this is another 3mm red LED, pre-wired. These are, I buy them off eBay. It makes it very easy to do projects like this, because you don't have to do sort of much soldering, and they come with the correct resistors all installed. So I think if I made a little bracket, again not quite sure how to do that, it's really awkward to get in, it's really awkward to show, but a little bracket that holds everything in place, and the LED will end up just behind that panel there and should light these. So that's sort of the idea for the lighting. Then of course we have the battery problem. Now these two LEDs really require just about 6 volts, possibly a little bit more, so I bought myself a battery holder like this, and this is a CR2032 battery holder, and it holds 2 batteries and has a little switch on it. I think that might just be enough to run these two. They may be a little bit dim, but I'll just have to see what that looks like once everything's in place. But the great thing about this battery holder, apart from the fact it has a switch on it as well, is that I can drop it in and basically it will sit underneath where the driver sits. I think if I got any other sort of bigger batteries, we're going to have a real problem, because there isn't any space inside this to actually hide any batteries, and because it's so awkward to get the head of the AT-AT apart, I don't really want to go down that route. So I think the battery pack will just have to sit under the driver, But yeah, I think it's going to work. So really, again, on a project like this, I'm just going to start cutting and see what happens. The first one I want to deal with is the sort of spotlight light, because I think that will make the biggest difference. And I've got this bit of Lego already, so let's start chopping that and see if we can get it to sort of sit in there. And that will have to be glued in place, I think. I can't see any other way of getting that to fit in. So we'll have to cut that and get it glued, and then we'll see what we can do about fitting the red LED. So let's get cutting.
Toy-polloi. That is incorrect. Try again.
So there you go, that's that Lego piece modified. So you can see I put an angled edge on the back of it, which should line up with the flat surface on the underside of the seat, inside the top of the ATST head there. I've also trimmed it down a bit as well to make it a bit shorter and just sort of tied up that end. And this now needs to be stuck in there with the LED in place. So you can see I've inserted this 3mm LED, and I've cut a little notch at this end as well just to help the cables come out. And this is going to be the really tricky bit, because we've got to get everything sort of pushed through and then glued in place. And I can't really see where I'm going to glue, and it's all just a bit awkward and a bit tight. So I'm just going to have to sort of go for it on this one, see if it actually works. I've got some super glue, so I think that's going to be the best way to actually glue this in. The plastic of the seat I don't think will work with plastic well, so super glue, and then I'm going to have to sort of dot a few bits around the edge as well. So we're going to try and glue this whole sort of flat base section onto the top, and a few dots of glue just to sort of hold it in place. And then once it's in a position that you're really never going to bang it or knock it. So I think just a little bit of super glue will hold it in place, but it's going to be very awkward. So the first thing to do is actually take these two bits of cable and thread them through the side. I think I should be able to do that, so I'll just push those through there. They should come out inside the body of the ATST. I've got a pair of tweezers here. My plan is to grab those cables. There you go, so there are the cables through. I'll leave those long as well, because we're going to end up soldering them together. And then that should, if I'm right, sort of end up in that corner. Again, let's use the tweezers to move everything around. And then when it's all in place, I want it sort of angled like that, so the LED is just poking out the bottom, and then we can actually push that in a bit further once it's all glued. As I say, this is the most awkward bit, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to line it up. So I think I've just got to go for it, and yeah, wish me luck. Okay, so that is now glued in. It's really awkward and not 100% as neat as I would have hoped, but it is all hidden inside. And as I mentioned, you're unlikely to get your fingers in there to sort of nudge it. So I've got a bit of glue at the top, the bottom, and the sort of back. And yeah, it feels pretty firm. And once the gun's there, yeah, you're not going to be able to touch that. So now let's give it a quick test. I've got a battery here. I'm going to switch all my filming lights off, and let's see how bright this is and what sort of cone of light we get from the front of the ATST. Okay, that I'm pretty happy with. It's really nice and bright, and you can see we are getting a sort of cone of it. It's not spreading out too much. Yeah, I think that is going to work, and it also lights the gun, which does look pretty cool. So there you go, that's the first part of this project. We've managed to get the sort of spotlight light in, and I can see there's a minimal bleed on the inside. We are going to get some bleed, but yeah, that's not bad at all. So I think that works. You can see it's a really nice bright LED. Yeah, very happy with that. And if I switch all my lights back on, you can see, you can just about see it there. It's sort of hidden off to one side. I think that is neat enough. And certainly when you're looking at the ATST from that sort of angle, you wouldn't notice it at all. So yeah, that is good. Let's move on to try and make a bracket to put the red LED inside this vehicle. For the red LED, I want to make a tiny bracket that just basically clamps the sort of thicker part of the wires there. I can then use the bracket that I make to stick onto the sort of surface inside the ATST head. So I've just got a small offcut of grey styrene here, and I'm basically going to make a piece that's sort of fairly small like that, bulk it up a bit just so that it's thick enough for the cables to go through, and then stick a matching piece on the other side. And hopefully that will be enough, and then we can actually sort of plastic weld that into the vehicle. I can't see any better way of doing it. There's really just no space in there to sort of even get my fingers in really, but if I make a bracket I should be able to get that held in place just by sort of pushing it on. So yeah, let's make a tiny bracket. It's really going to be very simple and not very pretty because it doesn't actually need to look like much at all. So a bit of styrene and a bit of plastic weld. And here is my little bracket. As you can see, it's basically 4 pieces of styrene sheet stuck together. So we've got a longer piece on either side and then 2 1mm thick pieces just to sort of build up some bulk. And that is enough to clip this LED and sort of hold it in place. Now, my sort of challenge is to actually get this inside the ATST head. You can just about see there is a flat surface just down at the back there. And my plan is to stick this onto that so the LED ends up being right between the eyes here. I think I can plastic weld that on, so that is going to be my challenge. It's not going to be the easiest thing to film either because I've got to sort of do it and just sort of line everything up. So I'm going to basically put a lot of plastic weld on the back of here and go in and sort of push it in place and hope that it will sort of weld sort of in time. If that doesn't work, then a little bit of super glue will do it. But let's try it with the plastic weld. I need to make the cables end up sort of pointing out to this side as well. So yeah, not the easiest of things to do, but I think that will work and it will be fairly neat. So let's get this welded in place. So I did manage to get that in and in. It's pretty hard to show. You can just about see my little bracket there at the back if I get my light sort of shining right. So that is now holding that LED just between the 2 eyes, and I've very quickly joined them together in this little bit of chop block, and I've added a 9-volt battery connector so we can give this a test. So if I plug this in here, the lights should come on, which they are. So let me rearrange my lights here, my filming lights, and we'll give this a quick test and we'll see what it looks like. And there you go. That is really nice. That's definitely what I was aiming for. So we've got the lovely bright LED coming out the front, which is the sort of spotlight, and you can see that does cast a really nice spotlight on the floor. And then we have the red LED inside the head of the ATST, and that is producing a very nice glow. Let me plug some of the bits back in, see if we can block out some of the light that's coming through the side. So if I put the guns back on, that one should clip in there, and then that one should clip into that side. A bit more awkward. So that's filled in those 2 holes. So we now got red coming out of the front and the sides and the top. Let me get the top hatch. Now this is a 3D printed top hatch, which I've shown you before. I showed you in the sort of the first video, I think, when I was building all these ATSTs together. So we'll drop that on there and see what that looks like. That's not bad at all, actually. The 3D print is giving quite a lot of light bleed. I'm guessing because it's a thinner material. So I'm actually just going to go and find myself an original ATST top cover, and we'll see what that looks like. But you can see that is really very nice indeed. I like the look of that. It's definitely doing what I wanted, and it's really nice and bright. A quick swap of parts. So this is now an original ATST top cover, and you can see we don't get half as much light bleed. So the 3D printed ones are great, but yeah, they are a little bit thin, so you can see lights through them. I probably could paint the underside of that, but I don't really want to do that. So for now, let's just swap that out with an original, and you can see that really is working very well. So yeah, happy with that. As a test, I've just quickly wired in this CR2032 battery holder. So this holds 2 of those batteries, which gives us 6 volts. And it turns out 6 volts just isn't enough. It doesn't make the lights bright enough. In fact, it's looking really rather dim. So let me just show you that, and you can see the issues. So again, let's put everything in place. I'll switch my lights off, and you can take a look. It really is quite a noticeable difference. That light is just so much darker, and the red LED as well just doesn't look quite as bright. So I need to work out a better battery supply. We clearly need 9 volts. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to go and have to do a little bit of research and see if I can buy a small 9-volt battery holder which has a switch on it. Well, after a serious amount of research, I've not actually found a better option for how to wire up these particular LEDs. So I'm going to open it up to all of you, the viewers. If you can suggest to me a better way that I could do these LEDs, then please leave some comments below. As I mentioned, these are pre-wired LEDs that I picked up off eBay. So they are wired to work with a 9-volt PP3 battery, which is what I currently have inside this ATST's head. But I believe there must be a better option out there, something that I can easily hide inside the toy. So if you have some suggestions, then do please get in touch. But as it stands, I am still really happy with how this has turned out. It looks just how I hoped. It's just that the wiring inside is not quite as neat and as small as I was hoping for. So I will be returning to this project in future, but for now I'm going to class it as sort of mildly done, because it does look really good and it does look really good on display. I really like the red LED that's glowing inside the head, and I especially like the spotlight because that looks absolutely amazing, pointing down on some figures. So it's doing everything I needed to do, even if it's not quite as perfect as I had hoped. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it and want to help me out here at toy-polloi, then why not think about becoming a patron of the channel. You get early access to all of my restoration videos, plus access to an exclusive video series called On the Cutting Mat, where I show projects and restorations that you won't see anywhere else. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.